Welcome to episode 266 of UFO Buster Radio News Report and the UFO Buster Radio Network. My name is Manny Moonraker. I am your host, kind of like Mr. Rourke, and Big O is Tattoo. I bet you he'll love to hear that. He's probably listening today because I think he's supposed to come on tomorrow, but we haven't really confirmed. So, Big O, I know you're listening. You better confirm whether you're going to show up tomorrow. And for those of you who are new to the podcast, this is the short form, as people in the biz like to say, podcast about UFO news, aliens, sometimes space news, like today we have some space news to talk about. And then sometimes it's a mixture of everything all in one, because people believe that aliens are in space. Some believe they're here mutilating cattle. But whatever the case may be, that's what we talk about. So welcome to the show. We got two news articles for today to talk about two things that came up in the news. One of them, you guys are going to be elated about. Those of you who love To the Stars Academy, those of you who put down some cheddar cheese on this particular organization, you feel vindicated today. Or was it today? Was it like, yeah, it was actually yesterday afternoon. You were vindicated. You felt like you just made the best damn investment of your life. Like you were in the know because the folks that run that organization were right about 3 years ago. But I don't know. I think there's something in the works here that's not going to fare well for them. I just feel it. And then there's a flip side to this, but we'll talk about it when we get to it, basically, in a news report. For those of you who are new or those of you who have not done it yet, don't forget to follow, like, and share on Twitter at UFO Buster Radio, Manny Moonraker, and the UFO Buster Radio Network Facebook pages. You got to be in it to win it. I'm always posting stuff on the internet, social media, and UFOBusterRadio.com. That's another spot for you. As a matter of fact, I have a Twitter bot that actually searches for UFO sighting reports and places tweets, retweets them on Twitter. So even though I might not be there constantly tweeting stuff, the UFO Buster Radio Twitter bot is always looking for UFO news. So at the very least, stay on top of stuff and follow me on the Twitters. Come on, get with it. Let's go ahead and jump into the first article for today. So listen, a few people have been asking me about the music that I play. You know what? I remembered one yesterday. Actually, someone sent me an email, and I forgot to respond because I cannot remember the song. So after this news report, I'm going to play one of those songs again, the ones that I think it is, and that one is called I Cannot Explain. And also, at the end of the podcast, I'm going to play another one called Every Battle, songs 1 and 2. So if this is the song you're looking for, I will let you know who the artist is. And I'll do it tomorrow just to be sure, because I can't look for it now. We've got new stuff to talk about. And I'm not your DJ, people. I'm not your DJ. I just like playing cool music. Just because I can. Because I can. First article. This is a good one. Well, I thought it was in the beginning. Those of you who have listened to the podcast for a while, you know that I have a thing. My thing is, how in the name of all that is good can anyone in science look at something that's 4.5 billion light years away and tell you, Eureka, there's water on that planet? I have a problem with that. I think that in many ways they're rubber dicking us. How can you tell that something that's not just 1 or 2 light years away, or even maybe 110 light years away, or for that matter, billions of light years away, how can you sit there and say, oh, I just found this planet kind of accidentally. Oh, it just happens to be in a Goldilocks zone, so I imagine there's a bunch of hairless apes there too. And look, it has an aura that looks like there might be H2O on it. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I have an article here by Forbes. Forbes, of all people. The title for the article is, not only didn't we find water on an Earth-like exoplanet, but we can't with current technology. Now you're thinking, did Moonraker write this article? No, I didn't write it. And at first I really thought that this was going to prove my argument that they just don't know what in the flying fuck they're doing, and they just make shit up as they go along just to get more money, more funding. Here's some facts that they put in this article. As of today, we have 4,000 exoplanets that have been confirmed, and 2,500 of those have been found using the old Kepler. The size of the planets range from as big as Jupiter and smaller than the planet Earth. You know, the planet you crap on. It turns out that earlier actually it was last week. Last week, K2-18b was identified. It was hanging around a star, K2-18. This particular planet passed in front of the star, and somebody who was sitting around playing with their pocket protectors and taping up their thick-ass glasses said, why, look at this. Look at this little planet. It's about 114, 110 light years away. It just crossed in front of the star, and it has this beautiful aura. Oh, I could just imagine. It's got hydrogen and oxygen, and it's probably got a bunch of bugs pooping on it, and it's got like maybe some H2O. Well, guess what? Oh, this color looks like it could be water. Forbes apparently has an astrophysicist that says no, they didn't find water. As a matter of fact, he says in this article, not only did they not find water, that they also don't even have the technology to accurately say that there's water on any planet, especially hundreds of light years away. And I believe that. That would be like me sitting down, looking down on the ground and seeing a tick and say, fuck, he's wearing a safety belt. How the fuck would I know that? How the fuck do they know that? How can they even do this? And the worst part about this, let me just go on a tangent because that's what I do. The worst part about this, fuckers can't even look at our own solar system and tell us what the fuck planet has water in it. But you're going to look billions of light years away and say, oh, there's a planet with water. But you can't even look at our own solar system and come to that determination. Are you serious? I really want someone to give UFO Buster Radio Network a grant to go in and research not only what the hell they're doing to get this, but figure out who is it that's doing it. Did they really earn what they say they know? And are they really studying these things? Are they just making shit up as they go along? And I would challenge anyone that says that this particular planet in this article that was printed last week, K2-18b, I would ask them, how the flying fuck are you telling me that this planet 110 light years away from here has water, which this article argues that it's not water, but you can't tell me whether any other planet in our solar system has water on it, besides the one that you're sitting on? How does that even work? Here's some other things about that K2-18b. They say the ambient temperature is between 32 and 104 degrees Fahrenheit. For those of you who are living somewhere else, but you don't like Fahrenheit, you use Celsius. 0 to 40 Celsius. It has a radius twice that of the planet Earth, and they're saying because of its mass, it probably is not rocky. But this particular person is arguing that it's not rocky, because I guess in some of the original reports they said it was. Now, this whole transient planet thing that crosses in front of the star apparently is the thing to do. And this astrophysicist says that eventually our technology will get to the point where we can detect water billions of light years away. I don't know how the fuck that happens. But we should also be able to, using filters of an atmosphere, to be able to tell whether or not there's organic molecules, if there's enough. So if there's enough creatures going around shitting everywhere, molting, dropping a bunch of layers of skin and shit like that, eventually they pollute the atmosphere of that planet. And you'll be able to see it in the freaking through filters, through its aura when it passes in front of a sun. Oh, their sun, not our sun. So my question is still the same. So anyway, the article basically is what it's saying. This guy says we don't have the technology to say that any planet billions of light years away has actual water on it. He says that the technology that they used when they were looking at this particular planet, K2-18b, all it could tell them was that it had vapor. It had water vapor. And there is no honor among thieves when it comes to science. That's really what it boils down to me. Because, so you're basically saying that this water vapor showed up from fucking nowhere. That there's no water. This water vapor was just there. And so much that it created an aura around the planet like a big ass fucking fog. See what I mean? Even amongst themselves, they can't get it right. They really can't. That's the article. The link is in the description. I still say, I want to see this in action. I want to stand there by someone who's looking through the Kepler data, and all of a sudden they see this magnificent aura on a fucking pinprick, and say, look, this is the chemical breakdown for this fucking planet 10 billion light years away. Because I'm going to turn around and ask him, what other planet in our solar system can you say that for? Can you aim your shit that way and let me know what's on Jupiter? Probably the answer is no. Because the machine is far-sighted, not nearsighted, so everything looks fucking blurry. I bet you that's what they would say, to be honest. The focal point is not right. We can't look in our own solar system. I bet you. I feel it. Anyway, here's the first song I cannot explain.
cannot explain. It's happening again. Oh, I cannot end. You know that I'm in. Oh, I cannot end. You know everything.
Alright, so that one was I Cannot Explain by I Cannot Tell You, because I don't fucking know right now. But I will look it up. I will look it up. And you know what? Just to do a service to the folks that record this music, because a lot of these guys are not like big name bands or whatever. They're trying to make their mark. So I will start putting the name of the individuals along with each episode. And maybe that'll help folks. Maybe you can find them. I don't even know that they have records released anywhere. I know they're part of this this royalty thingy that I'm a part of, so I don't get hit with, gimmick infraction or some shit like that. I don't know. Copyright notices. But anyway, I'll put that starting next episode. Don't ask me about this one unless you already did and you figure out that song number 1, I Cannot Explain, is the one you're looking for. Then I will email you personally. That way you know. Article number 2. Like I was saying before, you guys who are Tom DeLonge groupies, you guys that are salivating about the sad news that he's going through some tough times right now personally. And then there's the other guys who worship the ground he walks on. You get flashbacks of Blink-182 every time you see a Tic-Tac video. Yeah. Apparently, the U.S. Navy says it's tracking UFOs. Well, I don't know about that, right? Because the Tic-Tac, Go Fast, the Gimbal, those videos were not them necessarily tracking that shit, right? They were like, it just showed up. And they said, oh, somebody go check that out. Oh, what? You're in training. Wait a minute. You have no weapons. Well, why not just take basically a jet. You might as well send a passenger jet. Go after this thing that seems to be doing some really crazy shit. I know your F-18 can't do anything like that, but go check it out. Let us know what it is. Yeah. Apparently the Navy says yes. Thumbs up. Those 3 videos that were released by To The Stars Academy are the real deal. They're not fakes. That's right. The Gimbal video, the Go Fast video, those are real videos. The FLIR 1 video, yeah, that's it. Yep, they sat around. They've been probably sitting around for over 2 years trying to figure out how the fuck they're going to answer this one. If there's one thing we can tell about To The Stars Academy, or we can admit to, is that if it wasn't for someone stealing the videos from the government, we wouldn't know. yeah, we'd be still sitting around going to UFO conferences, arguing that UFOs are real, even though we know they are, because shit, you could look up at any time in the sky and anything you look at that you can't identify immediately is a fucking UFO. But the fact that these things did some amazing maneuvers, the fact that our service people were awed at what was flying circles performance-wise around the $1 million equipment they were riding on, it's what's important. Yeah, so if you're sitting on an F-18 Super Hornet and you're following something that makes you look like you're driving a Tonka truck, that's alarming in a lot of ways, right? And one thing that a lot of people agree with is that there's a lot of questions about Elizondo. You know, the Black Vault has a lot of questions. But, you know, from the beginning, he said, I went in there, I went to the Department of Defense, I said, hey, let me just take these videos because I want to train some pilots, you know. I want them to know, as part of the training, you know, stuff to look at, how to use a FLIR. Who knows what the fuck kind of training he was talking about. But whatever it was, they gave him the fucking videos. Then he took the videos, threw in a resignation letter, and got the fuck out with the videos. I'm sure it wasn't like a library where you have to sign on, and if you don't return it within a certain amount of days, you get a penalty, a fee, a charge. But I guarantee you, there's a reason why they're admitting to this right now. One of them in the Department of Defense turned their back on him and stole evidence, stole top secret information. I don't know about you guys, but usually when somebody does that, they're in a whole heap of trouble. Shit goes wrong for them in their lives. They're brought up on a shitload of charges, a lot of charges that would have some people, Snowden, leave the country. So the question is, why is it that they haven't touched Elizondo at all? Why is the government not going after him for stealing these 3 videos? Now, listen, a lot of people are glad he did that, right? Because it shows that not everyone in the planet that calls UFO, that says that they saw some crazy unknown thing doing extraordinary things, not all of them are crackheads. Not all of them are doing, you know, crystal meth or high on pot. Yeah, apparently some of the shit that people saw was real. And the Navy caught it on video and then released it to someone that stole it. The one person that I could say in all of this that I've trusted for the beginning was the testimony of Fravor, Lieutenant Commander Fravor. That's why his image is here as part of this episode. He really is the one. You know, I've sat around a lot of times and I've thought about why is it that I feel that he's the one who's telling the truth. And I could be plumb fucking wrong. I mean, he could be the one who's lying about everything, and we're truly fucked if that's the case. But he looks like Robin Williams to me. I don't know if you guys have even noticed that, but look at the profile in that picture I put in there. He looks like Robin Williams. I think that's why I trust him. Nanu Nanu. That's right. That's why I trust Lieutenant Commander Fravor. Because he's Mork. And he's from Mork. And Mork from Mork actually came down in a capsule that looked like an egg shape, almost like a Tic-Tac. So you see the connections? I make these connections, and all of a sudden the guy's honest because he's an alien that wears multicolored pants. To take this a little further, while I don't wish this on Elizondo, I really do feel that there's some kind of a setup here. There's something underhanded going. The flip side of that, the other side of the coin is that the Tic-Tac is actually a man-made vehicle. The Tic-Tac was sent, and it was supposed to be there for this training mission that the Nimitz was on. That's the other side of this. That's the side that it's kind of crazy, right? What if this thing that did all these amazing things, that even the latest billion-dollar F-35 cannot do, what if it was a test vehicle that might have been in production 2 or 3 decades behind, and all of a sudden it's in the public, and they decided, well, let's put it up against an F-18 Hornet. Let's see what it does. It's plausible, you know. And the fact that not only did they go ahead a few months back and decided to put out some new guidelines so that service men and women can report UFOs and not be afraid to do it. Again, if you have a test vehicle out there that you want your people to actually report and not be afraid to do it, why not make it official? And if your test vehicle got caught on video 3 fucking separate times, fuck it. Why not just make it official? Why not just say, hey, yeah, it's unidentified. We're cool. We get it. It doesn't lessen the fact that these people came forward and reported what they saw. It does strengthen the idea that there are unidentified things flying over your head, your children's heads, your family's heads, the government's heads, that only a select few amount of people know anything about. And while we as citizens of these countries might bicker with each other whether or not they exist or whether or not they come from another planet or whether or not there's rampant probings going on, these things are still flying around. They're not made up. If there's anything you can take from these 3 videos and the fact that the U.S. Navy agreed that these things actually happened, it was not special effects, is that they're real. They exist. And they do things that you can't even imagine is possible. This is UFO Buster Radio, episode number 266, actually. I can't get that shit right. Okay, I'm about to go out. The last song is called Every Battle, because apparently there was a battle won today. But can they win the war? Can TTSA win the war? I'm not so sure. Ciao.
No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle.
sees me. I'm losing every battle. Can somebody save me, save me? I'm losing every battle.